All right, welcome on in, everybody. It's episode 35 of When Worlds
Yo.
Collide. As you can see, we have this bastard back with us for today, Frint. He's making a little substitute. Fish has got
Boys.
some IRL stuff going on, so he's back for today. As well, we have a very special guest, Mr. Football, Mr.
What's
Tim
up?
Helton.
He's not referring to me.
Yeah, definitely
Believe it or
not
not.
for Frint. Before we get into it, though, guys, you know how we start these things with a little drinky poo.
Yup.
Sparkling water.
Cheers.
There you go, Timmy. Oh, he provides the crack. That's a
Come on.
tradition.
Well done.
To provide the crack, so I appreciate that.
Just bringing value.
There you go. So, Tim, before we get into this too much, just give us a little bit about your background as far as how you got into the social media realm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in terms of social media, was classic. So just on Instagram in high school and college, just sharing photos of us drinking, and at that point, whatever it was. And then right before the pandemic, so right in January 2020, I think it was, maybe I got on TikTok, just not really understanding what the hell it was. And I posted a couple videos. It got some pretty good traction. Posted this other kind of stupid smoothie video that I literally was this close to being like, nah, that's stupid, I'm gonna delete it. Ended up getting like 1.2 something million views. And that kind of is when it took off. And I was like, okay, this platform has some traction, and started to get a ton of followers. And then ever since then, I've just been trying to grow that, monetize that. And TikTok has really just been the place that I've focused on. But the funny thing is TikTok does a really good job of linking to your other socials. So you can link it to YouTube, you can link it to Instagram. So I probably got 1,000 followers from TikTok that went over to Instagram. So, but the main focus is TikTok. I really don't put as much effort as I probably should into Instagram, because it's still a decent platform. But my main thing is TikTok.
I see you on my TikTok all the time.
That's awesome.
I don't know why. Like 3 times a day you pop up. I one shirtless video 3 months ago, and now I can't get you off my fit. But
it's wild how the algorithm works, man. It does. Hopefully you're liking it.
So I'm gonna throw it back real quick for you here, Tim. I got a picture actually from back in high school. So we three have known each other since back in high school. We all played football together. Got a little picture here. I want to give a little context behind it. So we got Tim running the Wildcat here. And your boy's taking the handoff. So yeah, Tim and I met back in high school playing some football. Tim actually transferred over to NDCL.
Yep.
Mr. Football, as we know. As well, I got a picture here. Tim and I did some track together. Still hold the school record for the relay.
Yeah.
To my knowledge. So I was actually like looking on NDCL's website to see if they had the records, and they don't have the records up anymore.
No way.
On the website.
The relay was the last record, at least I was a part of, that we're still holding on to. My high jump record got broke, and then there's another record that we had that got broke.
Was that me on the far right in that picture?
No, I don't think so. Unless you got real tan, but
looked like me for a sec.
Well,
Who do you think was the better athlete in high school?
You.
Brent for sure.
Me, yeah.
Sure.
No, I'm not between you two.
Well, I mean, Timbo played at a collegiate level, so Timmy.
I will give Carl. Carl was a better track athlete for sure. Track just wasn't really my thing.
Man,
it
you
should
guys
have
went
been
about that
it wasn't.
all wrong. Like, I was really hoping you would fight over it, and you were both like, he was great, super humble.
No, he
ruined my
was.
whole thing.
Carl was a much better runner.
So Tim, here's the thing, man. Like you're the fitness guy. You think I still beat you in a race?
Wow.
200 meter dash. You think you got
200
it?
meter.
No?
I'll give you the 200 meter. I'll give you the 200.
No,
200 tough, man. 100.
You don't make it the full 200, Carl.
100, I'll take it, dude. Yeah. When's the last time you ran? When's the last time you ran?
I was hooping sprinting last night, bro.
Okay.
I was getting buckets.
It'd be fun. It'd be one and loss in the takeoff. That'd be it. I think I would have a good takeoff at this point.
Oh, my take has always been broke. I like to hunt them down.
Yeah, I know, which is what would kind of hang me up a little bit, but I don't know. I've got some long strides too. If I can open up, it's good.
I think Tim's being modest. I got my money on Hope.
I bet you he would beat my ass where I pull a hamstring, one or two.
Yeah, or both.
Not worth it. Risk to reward ratio just isn't there.
Yeah. But anyways, before we get into like the legitimate interview questions here, I just want to kind of build that context up a little bit, how we know each other. And I do have a good fuck one, kill one, marry one for you. So, amongst these three, you got kill one, fuck one, marry one. We got Levi, Jake, and Carney. For those in chat who are wondering who those people are, those are his three cousins that we grew up with in high school as well.
I'm gonna. This is the first one's a layup. The kill would be Levi. I would hope that I could do it by just boxing him. That would be the best. No.
You want to box Levi to death?
Yeah, bare knuckle. Wow, man, that's weird. I would say I'd marry Jake just because I've already lived with him, and so I know what
you know he's about. Yeah.
So
you're
then
pork and Carney.
Yeah, I want to make sure we don't skip over that.
Devin would have to fit the middle fit. But I think the more important thing here is I would rather box Levi to death.
For sure.
Focus on the positives. Yeah.
That was a really good one.
So then obviously we knew each other in high school. Getting into college, did you always like want to get into collegiate sports? Like, was that always an objective of yours, something you wanted to do?
Yeah, for me that was kind of the focus and the kind of end goal for me in high school. It was like that was what I was working towards. It was working towards I wanted to play football, and that was it. Whether it was wherever, right? I obviously I wanted to go as big as I could, but the whole thing was working towards playing college football. And that's why really the reason I did track, because like I had mentioned, like track really wasn't my thing, but having obviously helps with speed. Coaches really like athletes that play more than one sport. So that's really what I worked towards the entire time in high school. And that was a focus. And it was a fun chase. It was at times a stressful chase, but it was fun to a point.
Safe to say football is your favorite sport then?
It is the favorite to play and to watch, but I would say playoff basketball is a close second. Gotcha. Playoff basketball and I think we've been spoiled in Cleveland with LeBron. So it was always really fun. Now it's harder when you don't have a horse in the race to say. Like when the Cavs aren't in it, I don't really care until the finals.
Right.
But then even then it's like
Cleveland's a football city, man.
Oh,
we love our Brownies.
That's the thing is I can watch a bad Browns team. I can't watch a bad Cavs team.
Fair enough.
Right.
Just can't.
Yeah. No, I definitely feel that. And like honestly, we have the Buckeyes too. Go Bucs.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I told you he's gonna fit one in, man. I told you. Every episode.
I could hop off now. I'm good. That was all I needed to accomplish.
What was that first? I think you're breaking up.
What's that? Tim, you've kind of now transitioned from Mr. Football to just fitness guru, influencer on social media. So, like, what age did you know you wanted to be hot for a living?
So, to address the transition, I will say. So here's the weird thing about like you had said, we all played high school football, and then I went and played college football. So we all started playing when we were like 6, 7, 8 years old.
Right.
And so for literally until I got out of college when I was 21 years old, from 7 to 21, you almost take on the identity of who are you is like, I'm a football player.
Yeah.
And then you don't have it. Just like on a random Thursday, that shit ended. And it's like,
fuck.
Wow. Like it's weird. It's like, that's no longer who you are. But I think a lot of people, especially in collegiate sports, they tie up their their kind of not self-worth, but their identity in what they do, not who they are. So that was it was a tough transition to then, like, you're playing football, you're like with your friends at college, and then I personally went and I took a desk job cold calling all day long, and I'm like, holy shit, like this is not what I was cut out for. And so it was just a weird and tough transition. And then, I'd always known, I think, who I am is I wanted to help people. Like when I originally went to college, I went for criminal justice to be a police, because I'm like, dude, it's not only it's badass to be a cop, but like you get to help people literally every single day.
Right.
And so that was sort of in my heart. I always knew I wanted to be a servant and help people. And then it just didn't. My first job was stupid. It was a sales job. Just didn't end up working out. And then being a cop just wasn't really it, because it's hard right now to be a cop.
Yeah,
for sure.
No matter where you are.
right.
So I went then in and I found a huge passion in fitness and helping other people. And just, it's a super rewarding career being able to help people, and like literally, especially in the fat loss realm. So like I focus on fat loss, not necessarily like sport specific. I mean, you help someone lose 50 pounds, you're legitimately adding 10 to 15 years to their life.
Yeah.
You are letting them play with their grandkids on the floor without having to worry, am I going to get hurt? Can I even get up? Things like that. So having that kind of filled me up from, I didn't know, like my identity was gone, to now it's like, who am I? I'm someone who helps others. And that's like, whether it be fitness or whatever it is, like that's it.
Bro, I've got chills. That was the most inspirational shit I've ever heard. I think I might quit and become a personal trainer. Honestly, that's a great reason why. That's incredible.
It's cool.
And I was just assuming that, going from the football realm, it felt pretty natural to, hop into the fitness social media space. But I can appreciate your journey to try to like kind of rediscover your passion. That's awesome, man.
Yeah. And that was the thing, is through college, it was, I knew, like, football's going to come to an end, right? Like 1% of the 1% of the 1% make it to the NFL. Like I knew there was going to come a day when it ends. But when it ends on a random, Thursday at 12 o'clock, when you're like, oh shit, I can't do this anymore. And then through college, I was like, okay, I know, like I studied sports management / business. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to get in the business world and like just transfer the competitiveness and the drive to a business. And it just, not that I regret it, because it was awesome, but like it was just the wrong business that I was in, right? That's why I think I found a great passion in fitness, because yes, it's fitness and you're helping people, but there's also a business side to it, and how you can grow and scale and build things like that. So having that makes it, I think I've got the best of both worlds at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, you're basically running your own business now, right?
Yeah.
So like, what's that like? No boss, own hours.
Yeah.
But you still got to be able to like motivate yourself.
That's it. So there's days especially in the beginning, where it's like, oh my God, this is so cool, I can do whatever the hell I want. But then you sit back at the end of the day and you're like, oh my God, I didn't do anything. And it's like, sometimes that structure is really good to have, of a boss telling you this is what you need to do.
Right.
But once you can kind of get that structure and that discipline in, it's really fun and it's cool. Like my buddy just texted me a few weeks ago. I was like, hey, do you want to go skiing in Colorado? And I'm like, yeah. And I didn't have to ask, hey, can I get time off? What days were we going? Like things like that. So that aspect of it is a really cool thing to have. And it's also again rewarding, to the point where like the harder you work, the more money you make. Whereas if you're in a fixed position, you can work all the overtime in the world, you're still making your base salary, and you'll get a good job and pat on the back at the end of the day.
Right. Yep.
So
Plus, if you love what you do, it's easier to put the hours in.
It is. But that was sort of the other thing, is it's definitely easier to put the hours in, but there's still, the old quote, like, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life, I think is kind of bullshit, because there's still bullshit with every job. Like there's still 100%. Things I have to do that I'm like, I would much rather not do this.
Yeah.
But like you got to do it. And so there are definitely days where it still feels like work, but it's also great to be able to, like, if I want to go grocery shop at 1:30 in the afternoon, I can do that.
Right.
Things like that. But and I'm not one to like there's so many people that are like, oh, corporate America sucks, blah blah blah. It's like it's still really good. Like there's still you can still make a really really good career, still have really good time. You know, it just depends on who you work for and what that company is structured like.
Yeah.
So as far as your path to kind of get into this realm, you like I said before, you kind of rediscover yourself and then kind of train yourself to have that set schedule and be disciplined with it. And it seems like one of your big things is always about like a lot about mental toughness as well as your physical toughness.
Mm-hmm.
So what are one of the things that you do to achieve not only the physical toughness but the mental toughness aspect of it as well?
Yeah. So when you think about mental toughness, at least for me, it's so many people have a different idea of what mental toughness is. Like for some people, for some guys, mental toughness means like you're never gonna cry. I'll never cry, nothing could beat me down. Right. For what I found, his name is Tom Bilyeu. He was the founder of Quest. He always talks about gaining credibility with yourselves and doing things that suck to gain that credibility with yourself. So maybe it's getting up at the first sound of your alarm. Like that's mental toughness to not hit the snooze button. Or another one of the things I've found to kind of really like is getting in a cold tub. It's uncomfortable as hell. And there's never a day where I'm like, I can't wait to get in this cold tub.
Yeah.
Or there's never a moment I'm standing on the side of the cold tub about to get in that I'm like, I don't have to do this. No one's making me do this. Like, I don't want to do this, right? The resistance is hard. But being able to conquer your mind, I think it ultimately is going to lead you to be a really good in a really good place down the road, right? When life happens and maybe you lose your job or you lose your money, whatever it is, like, what do? Do you break down and crumble and go into a little hole and feel sorry for yourself? Or do you just like move on and not and have that toughness to kind of figure it out? That's sort of my whole thing about it. But it starts with doing something little, like just gaining credibility with yourself. If you said you were gonna take the trash out, you take the trash out. If you said you were gonna get up at 7 a.m., you got up at 7. You didn't hit snooze until 7:38. You know what I mean? Just it doesn't have to be extreme. You don't have to get in a cold tub or whatever. It's just gaining credibility with yourself.
What was the origin of the cold tub? Because I remember watching you hop in that thing on Instagram, laughing my ass off all the time, and I was talking with Jake, you smashing the ice and all that shit. We're having a good laugh with it, but honestly, like I do have an appreciation for what you're saying. So what was the like origin of the ice tub?
Yeah, so my first experience with an ice tub was in college. So that's one of the huge kind of recovery tool that colleges all have is a cold tub. And ours was like a big jacuzzi, but it was freezing cold water, and we would get in there after workouts, and it really just helped with recovery. And then I moved to Florida, and I couldn't do it I couldn't do it the entire time I was there.
You were missing your baby.
And when I decided to move home, it was in the middle of winter, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be able to do this. So I just like looked up on Instagram, like hashtag cold tub, and looked at how all these people were kind of building their own cold tubs. Went to Tractor Supply, got a 150-gallon stock tank, and just went to town and trying to figure it out. But it was just another idea of like, okay, what is going to get me uncomfortable?
Yeah.
And that's, dude, it's that. And then I got into, I have the book here, it's under here. It's like the Wim Hof method, like a breathing method. And you're never, the clarity you have in the presence of like now that you have when you're in a freezing cold bath is unbelievable. It sounds weird. Because you are so in the moment. You have to be, because like your body's shocked. Right. You're going to try and like some people, if you'll see some people get in and right when they hit the water, like, and they have to get out because they're like, they're exactly, their mind panics. And it's all about owning your breath, owning your mind, and just
getting comfortable, being uncomfortable.
That's it. That's it. Right.
Oh
there.
yeah, man.
That's 100%.
Love that, dude.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I've always said like weightlifting is like just me proving to myself, because I fucking hate it every day, even though I go every day. Yeah. It's like me proving that like I'm willing to push myself to get what I want, Exactly. And like cardio is proof that I have limits. But still, like that's like really the battle. I haven't gained a pound of muscle in like 15 years, but it's just like going every day.
Yeah, and that's it. Like that for you, that's your mental toughness of like, I'm going to do something. One, I know it's good for my health, but like if you say you lifted 300 times a year, like for me, if I lifted 300 times a year, there's probably 250 of those days that I'm not necessarily like, hell yeah, let's go lift.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like, you got it. You know, it's good for you and you got to get it done. So, and I applaud you for that,
I
man.
literally,
That's awesome.
well, my strategy is I don't give myself an option. Like 20 minutes before work's over, I take a scoop of C4. So if I don't work out, then I'll be bouncing off the walls and feel like shit.
Yeah.
So like I don't even have an option.
Exactly. There you go. That's it.
So-
And there's a thing about the workout. So it's something I use with a lot of clients who are like, I can't get motivated, right? Motivation, first of all, motivation is bullshit. But and I didn't make this up. I found it from someone. It's called the 10-minute rule. I say, if you go to the gym, set your alarm for 10 minutes, start warming up, get on the treadmill, start lifting. If when that alarm goes off, you still feel like you don't want to be there, you get to leave guilt-free.
Right.
No shame, no guilt, no nothing. You get to leave, go home, and like you did it. The thing is, after about 10 minutes, you break a little bit of a sweat. You're like, okay, I'm already here. I'm kind of getting in the groove of it.
Start zoning a little bit.
And you'll break through, right? So it's having something like maybe implementing something like that is just super helpful for some people.
So you might have been the one to introduce me to Atomic Habits, which is like my favorite book now. But like I was gonna ask, like, so motivation and like ambition and those things, like not everybody has that. So for somebody like in the moment who's feeling tired, doesn't want to go, what like habits would you recommend to like push through that shit?
Yeah. Well, the start Atomic Habits is the best book I think I've ever read, and I've read it. I go through it all the time. Like,
well, that covers a question I was going to ask you. I was about to ask you about your favorite book, but that's the
Atomic
one, huh?
Habits, no doubt.
That's the go-to. Okay.
It's always on sale on Amazon. But to answer your question, a habit when you don't necessarily feel like it is. I would say it's not a habit, but what I also like to tell everybody is what is your why? Think about your why. So why do I want to work out? Why do I want to get in shape? Why do I want to be healthy? If you have a deep-rooted why, that handles the lack of motivation, because you're not motivated. I'm not motivated. LeBron James is never always motivated, right? But when you have a deep-rooted why of, I want to see my daughter walk down the aisle at her wedding, or I want to see my grandkids graduate preschool, graduate high school. Like that, having that why, that'll get your ass out of bed when you don't want to, or that'll get you to the gym after work when you don't want to, because like we say, you're not always going to feel like it.
Right.
But having that why is going to get you there. So I don't think it's necessarily a habit. Now, having a strong why is great. Then you can build habits like Carl does, like take a scoop, like that habit. That's kind of your kicker.
Yeah. I don't even give myself a chance.
A great habit is,
because otherwise you're itchy and shit.
Right.
Yeah. Another habit is putting, as corny as this sounds, picking out your workout outfit the night before and laying it out. You don't have to think about it. It eliminates that decision of what am I going to wear? Because you'd be surprised at the littlest things that hang people up from going to the gym. Like I've worked with people that said they worked out in an apartment. I saw somebody else going to the gym, one person going to the gym, so I couldn't go. And it's like, people, you want to pull back as many self-imposed barriers as you can.
Yeah.
What's your why?
Oh, that's a good one. My why is, so I want to, God forbid I ever got like heart disease, right? Where it's like, dude, your shit's clogged or whatever. I want to be able to look back and say, okay, I did everything in my power to avoid that. And if I die at 60 from a heart attack, guess what? Like I hope I was the healthiest 6-year-old to ever die from a heart attack, right? And it was just like meant to be. That is my, I guess, overarching why. But then in a more right now sense is, dude, like as corny as it is and as kind of weird as it is, body image sells. Like that's my essentially my almost one of my businesses is like my social media and TikTok, and like people don't really give a shit if I'm 300 pounds. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
and that's
the honest truth.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my long-term why, and then my right now.
You need both.
So Tim,
I think so.
Tell me about this Hard 75. I see you post about it a lot. What exactly is the Hard 75?
So,
and how hard is it? You know, like give me a 1 to 10 scale.
Yeah, so it's 75 hard, and it's from Andy Frisella. He created it. He's the founder of First Form, which is a supplement company. It's 75 days of 2 workouts. One of them has to be outside, and they're both 45 minutes. You have to read 10 pages of a book. You have to drink a gallon of water. You have to take a progress picture, and you have to stick to a diet and no cheat meals. So your diet can be kind of whatever you want it to be. That's where it's kind of subjective, but you can't have cheat meals. So no alcohol, no whatever. I would consider a Five Guys cheeseburger a cheat meal, right? So you can't have any cheat meals. I think it's a really good program. It's hard as hell. I would say it's about a 9. Not physically, it's just mentally tough because, and I've done it 2.5 times. I stopped the second time at like day 38, I think. The first 2 weeks are fine, right? It's something new. Like your motivation is high. What we talk about, your motivation is there. And then day 15 through 20, you're like, I still have 50 days of this. 50. I still have a month and a half of this shit.
Yeah, dude. That's a long time. I think like when you say 75 days, it's like, okay, a couple months, but then you like think about it like
it's like dude, it's it is
a long time.
And it's just it just gets so repetitive. Now, granted, you're gonna see some amazing physical changes, which is super motivating, but it's mentally it's tough. It's just like, man, it's hard. But it also opens your eyes to time management and prioritization, right? Because you have to get 2 workouts in for 45 minutes. That's an hour and a half of working out a day. One of those has to be outside.
Yeah, that's a fuck time for every day.
So you find the time that you were kind of bullshitting around and wasting. And it's like, I found time to work out for an hour and a half every day. Like read 10 pages. I'm not a fast reader. Shit takes me a while. Like you have time in your day to get things done. So it's a cool program in a lot of ways. I have, since being on TikTok, have seen a lot of people kind of shitting on it in terms of it can cause like kind of a bad relationship with food. It's, at the end, and I fell into this at the end, you enter this binge period where it's like, I couldn't have anything for 75 days. So now it's like, give me all the Oreos, all the cupcakes, all the ice cream, all of that. And then it's like, that can turn into a deep spiral. So there's pros and cons to it. I think it's a really good program. It's when we talk about gaining credibility with yourself, you want to gain credibility with yourself, you do that for 75 days. It takes a lot of commitment.
Yeah. That whole no booze thing. I don't know, man.
Yeah. You lost me there.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. So I did it over the summer and I was like, damn, I'm kind of nervous because like 4th of July. And what I found is drinking is so social. It doesn't matter. That's how I got onto sparkling water. I hated sparkling water. It didn't matter if I was drinking beer or sparkling water. All I wanted was something in my hand to hold and a carbonated drink. Didn't matter if I was getting buzzed. And I'm like, oh, this is easy. Like, I'm good. And it was totally fine. So that was kind of an interesting little pickup.
Plus, I've also found like when you're doing that, like I've done like dry Januaries and shit, and I've found like when you're doing that, if you're just like, I'm not drinking right now, like you don't get as much shit. If you're like, nah, I'm not doing it tonight, everybody's gonna peer pressure you. But if you're like, no, I'm going all January, like it's easier to not budge.
Yeah. And to your point, I saw a thing. It was like, if you go out and you're like, no, I'm just not drinking tonight, or if you say, people will give you shit. But if you say, I'm doing a personal challenge where I'm just not drinking for this period, people are like, oh, that's awesome, dude. Like, congratulations. Good for you. So it's interesting to see that, but
right. Just a couple of the words switches the whole like context of it. Yeah.
Yeah. And it makes you think like, where else, in what other parts of conversations can you do that? Like negotiations. Is there like, you just change one little thing and it's like, okay.
So what day are you on right now for the 75?
So the whole program is called 75 Hard, and then it's like you're supposed to go in phases. So like 75 Hard is the initial one where it's 75 days, and then there's phase 1, 2, and 3. Each of those phases are only 30 days.
Gotcha.
So I'm on phase 1, which is the 30 days, which I will say is a whole lot more manageable because the end is in sight right away. Right. Like after week 1 is done, I'm like, I only have 3 more weeks of this. Like I can do that. Right. Whereas 75 hard, you get done with week 1, you have 10 more weeks, and it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, I'm on day 16 or 17. So it's going. And like I said, the end is so close right away that it's like, this is easy. Like, it's really not hard. And I planned it to be, so the day I end, I am flying out to Colorado for the ski trip. So
hell yeah. How often do you do it?
I did it I've done 75 hard. So I've done the 75 days, like, again, 2.5 times. So it ended up being, I've done it once a year. So I did it in 2019, did it in 2020, and then I haven't done it in I did it in 2019 and then twice, and I don't know. I've done it. I've done it twice.
Times.
Essentially, like once
every
a year.
Every 6 months or something. And
but and I just was talking to my girlfriend about this. I will never do 75 hard again. Now that I've done the 30 days, that's all you need. That's all you need is 30 days, and it's
nice little cleanse.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to clean you out. It's going to get you feeling good again, and then it's like, okay, I'm good with that. But I'll do the 30 days like twice a year.
Right.
You
know what I mean?
At least, yeah. So you were talking about like the workouts. So you said 2 45-minute workouts, and one of them has to be outside.
Yeah.
Are there any workouts you would recommend to people that you've seen like the most results from?
So in terms of the most results, it's going to be different for everybody. For 75 hard specifically, because it's 2 workouts every day for 75 days, that is a lot of wear and tear on your body. So what I would do and what I recommend everybody doing is that second workout, that outdoor workout, being a walk. It's super low impact. Everybody can do it. It's not going to put a ton of stress on your body, but you're still going to get really good benefits from it. And then like on the weekends, I would do in like a yoga session for an indoor, and then a walk again. So like I'm still giving my body somewhat of a break, but still getting a workout in.
So it doesn't have to be like full go.
Right. No, and that's what I thought. And I did that for the first time I did it. That's what I did for the first week. And I was like, there's no way.
No,
like, you're not, no one can do this.
You need some recovery time for your body.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, so kind of along those same lines, like for people that are hearing your inspirational speeches right now and just trying to get into the fitness game, what kind of like easier or like more, I guess, simple, like you don't need to know as much, would you recommend to first get started?
So it depends. So if I'm talking to like somebody our age, right, who's fairly capable bodied, I would tell them to literally Google push day workout on Google, and go to Google Images, and it's going to come up with a fairly decent push day workout. Sure. And just sticking to machines and dumbbells, right? That's really hard to hurt yourself with machines and dumbbells.
Yeah.
And so that's what I would suggest for somebody our age. Machines and dumbbells, go in there, at least have a plan. Again, you can Google Images, a workout plan, and it's going to be fairly decent. At least it's something that you're going in there. The worst thing you could do is go in there, do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Okay, I don't know what to do next. I'm going to do that machine, then I'm going to leave. That's just not, you're going to be better off following something.
Sure.
Now, for somebody, if I was talking to somebody who's 50, 60 years old and they haven't worked out in 10 to 15 years, just go walk for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Every single day, and then build on from that. And then same deal, get in the gym, dumbbells and machines only, so on and so forth. I think a lot of people they'll say, okay, I want to get fit and I want to work out, and they go and they jump in too fast, and then they either get hurt or they're unmotivated, kind of back to motivation, just because they don't know what they're doing. That's why I'm such a huge fan of at least have something written down. You can find it on Google, and you'll be good to go.
And follow Tim Helton on TikTok, right?
And then follow me on
there
TikTok.
You go. Yeah.
And if anyone ever needed a plan in the gym, shoot me a DM, and I got you.
Hell yeah. So going back to kind of your TikTok thing, I actually had a question about that. So like right now you got 120,000 followers, something like that. Fuck yeah, that's awesome. But like What was it like when you were like had none and you were out there giving advice to nobody
Yeah.
and posting shirtless TikToks for only your
Yeah.
friends, you know, like
Yeah.
how do you like push through that and get to the next level?
Yeah, it was weird. But what kind of kept me going is just and I think it's still true today, is like the possibility on TikTok specifically. Like
Yeah.
any random video can absolutely blow up and get a million views. And then all of a sudden you like that one video can reach you, 20,000 followers, and then all of a sudden you have a massive audience, right? Um, and one thing early on I heard somebody say that made it easy, not easier, but easier to kind of post when you don't have a lot of followers, is like people are like, I only got 300 views on my video. And someone's like, okay, imagine you gave a speech in front of 300 people in person.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people. I'd be
It
nervous.
is. Yeah.
Or if 300 people came into your art museum and looked at one of your pieces of art, that's a lot of eyes. So it's easy to fall into like, it didn't go viral. Like, this sucks. But think about 800 people saw your video or whatever it is. So it's just one of those things you just keep pushing and kind of playing. It's corny, but you're playing the long game of, okay, eventually one of these videos is going to take off, and it's just a matter of which one.
I feel that. I'm still waiting.
Yeah, dude, but you just got to keep going. You just got to keep going, because anyone can, for whatever reason. Like, the algorithm is so weird that there's some things you can do to help give yourself a better chance. But like, I just saw a random dude, like, I don't even think he speaks English, dancing, going like this in his dirty ass bathroom, and it's got like 3.5 million views.
It's a great video.
I mean, that video.
What's the song? What's the song? Oh God, it's gonna drive me nuts. Damn, dude, I gotta find the song.
But it's like, it's crazy. It's crazy to think like anything could happen. And then one thing I would say though about TikTok is, if you can be a little bit controversial, it'll blow up. Like, whenever I talk about intermittent fasting, I'm telling you, man, there's a war in the comments. Or you just talk a little bit controversial, and it's just the comments will flow, and then the algorithm will pick that up and just send it to them.
So would you say that's like your most controversial belief that you post on social media, or like what's the one that most people are like throwing hate and slander at?
Yeah, so fasting is always a reliable one that people will talk shit on, because, and here's the thing with fitness is, you can find one person who says this is the greatest thing in the world, and they have studies to back it up, and someone else will have studies to back it up that's the worst thing in the world. So it's very opinionated. So that's one thing. Fasting is definitely one. And then I would say, I posted one. It was this dude he was kind of a chubbier dude, and he got liposuction. But then the doctor took the fat that he sucked out and made him a fake six-pack with it.
That's wild.
And I just stitched it, and I said, it's amazing. People do anything but work out for the body they want.
I remember that.
And that one's got like, I think 900,000 views, because again, a little bit controversial. People are like, let him live his life. What? Well, maybe he can't get that. And it's like, okay.
Yeah,
so kind of, you got to play into it a little bit.
All right. So I got the one I'm going to use, man. I'm just going to say Halo doesn't need a battle royale. That'll be my one that stems conversation.
There you go.
Yeah,
and like, to me, that makes no sense, but to the gamers, they'll be like, oh my God, yes, it does need a battle royale, you know?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So basically just controversy just drives views.
Controversy helps, but then you still got to add value. You know,
I was gonna ask, like, how do you like research it so that you can back your shit up once you talk it?
So I don't. It's the thing about fasting is you don't really need to back up. Like, I don't, not that you don't need to back it up. The way I position it is, I'm not saying it's a magic pill, because it's not. I'm saying it helps people create a controlled environment. It's hard to argue that.
Yeah.
Right. And then it's the other thing. So that's kind of the controversy that we'll post, just to get some traction. And then you go to my page, and what most, if you never saw me, you saw that you went to my page, most of it's going to be about fat loss and helping you get in just general health tips, like some workout pointers, but it's going to be fat loss and workout pointers. So they go, okay, so this dude actually provides decent value, decent tips, makes it sound easy. Cool. I'll give him a follow. So that's it. And what I found is, so on my client application, I have a question like, why do you want to work with me? And I would say
I was actually filling out
98%
your
of them.
application just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
I didn't
And
submit it, but I was filling it out.
98% of them, I would say, the why do you want to work with me is because it's because you sound like, I saw you on TikTok, you sound relatable. Like, people want to feel like they know you. And I'm sure there's people who you follow on social media. I follow people that if I saw them in real life, I would go up to them like we're best friends.
Yeah.
And they would have no idea who I am. Like, no idea. But I feel like I know them through social media and through what they're posting, because they're just super relatable and authentic and raw with it.
So the like recommendations that you do though, like do you do a large amount of research, or is it mostly based on like your own findings, or like how do you get all
So
that information?
I am a huge fan of not getting too sciencey with things, because honestly, the people who care about science stuff are going to be like the actual trainers, and then a small amount of people.
Right. People just want in
If
layman's
I told
terms,
you
just tell me what I need to do.
exactly, you
Right.
don't care about the science behind fat loss. I care about how the hell am I going to lose 30 pounds. I don't care what's happening inside of me. So I don't really post a lot of the sciencey stuff. Now, I have done my fair share of research to know like what's bullshit and what's not. And I'm absolutely never going to be the smartest person in the room when it comes to like understanding the total science of it. But
you've got a good grasp of the body and enough to get you by.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
why is yawning contagious?
That's a good question, man. I don't know.
It's gotta be psychological. I have no idea.
Yeah.
It has to be, right?
Right. It's got to be.
There's no reason. Like there can't be anything related to the body.
I have no idea.
Tim, are you currently working on like any certifications or anything, or?
So that's kind of a controversy within the fitness realm, is there is zero regulation.
Right.
You could go to your Instagram and put a fitness trainer, and you're a fitness trainer, right? Because you put it in your bio. So there's no regulation. So there are a lot of people out there who don't know what the hell they're talking about, and but they say they're fitness trainers, so people believe them. So certifications they're good because they teach you knowledge, but at the same time, certifications are a business. So they're kind of bullshit. You and I can create a fitness certification right now and charge $900 for it. And then, people take it and it's like, okay, I'm certified through Tim and Frint and Carl's program.
Right.
Like, it doesn't mean shit. The only thing a certification is going to do is at a big box gym, it's going to help them it's going to lessen their liability. But I am certified through NASM, NASM, and ACE are the two, I guess, top ones, at least that I know of right now. But there are literally a million different certifications that you can do, a million of them. Like, they have one for online trainer specific certifications. They have TRX. They have like different equipment certifications. So the certifications are kind of bullshit, just to be completely transparent.
Right.
I got you, bro.
They're easy to get, so they don't necessarily mean anything.
You get them right online. Exactly. The biggest thing is, like, it's hard because, again, anyone can say they're a fitness trainer, but it's like, I see a lot of fitness trainers putting their clients at risk. Like, they're going to get hurt. They're going to get hurt, and it's not going to be healthy. But I don't know.
I think that comes back to like, the other thing is like, you can read as many books as you want, but putting it into practice is something completely different. And I mean, I can relate to that, I got my master's in exercise science, so I get where you're coming from, like with a lot of this different stuff, I'm right there with you. I'm working with patients, different population, obviously, with, cardiac and pulmonary rehab, but everything you're saying, I can vouch for you stands true, like in a hospital setting as well,
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know, man. It's going to be a little bit different in your situation, but like, I'm sure you're dealing with people who at times they might be like, oh, so-and-so told me to do this. And you're like, why the hell would they tell you to do that?
Right.
Like, what are they thinking? And so it's crazy because I don't know. There's really no, especially in the health and fitness, there's not a ton of regulation. And some people, again, will say this is the best thing for you. Some people say, no, it's the worst thing for you.
I'm pushing I'm pushing for more regulation, because then that means more money. Like if they start standardizing stuff, then it's just more money. So I'm all for it. But
I mean, hey, everything's a business. That's what it comes down to. Seriously though, when think about certifications, it's a business. Like they're not just helping you so that you're helping other people. They're charging you $800 minimum. I haven't seen a certification for under $800.
Yeah, dude. I mean, they're all expensive. I know, like, I'm actually gonna be taking one later this year for the ACSM, American College of Sports Medicine.
Oh yeah.
And they have, so I'm gonna be taking theirs. And I think it's about $500 to take the test.
Jeez.
So.
Yeah, I mean, your field's gonna be more regulated because you're like.
Yeah, because somebody could drop dead.
Yeah. Yours is gonna be a little bit more. You need your master's, right? Like. A high school dropout can say they're a personal trainer,
or a salesperson.
But at the same point, a high school dropout could still be a really good personal trainer who does their research, understands body, and understands the anatomy and all that stuff, and they can end up being a really good person, right? So,
oh yeah, man. Well, friend, you got anything else from Mr. Timbo here?
Yeah. So give your 30-second, 1-minute sales pitch why somebody who's not that interested in health and fitness right now should sign on with you, or even just start getting into it altogether.
Yeah. So for one, if you want to work with me, great. If you want to go at this by yourself, more power to you. But I made a video about this the other day. If you are like I don't understand how people can negotiate with their health, because here's a fact is you're either going to take control of yourself right now, or you're going to be 40, 50, 60 years old, have kids, and doctors are going to say, hey, Brent, you need to start working out and getting on a diet, or you've got about 10 years left. And at that point, it's almost too late, right? You got to think about the quality of life. And it's hard to think where you want to be when you're 30, 40 years old. But like, if you're 20, 30 pounds overweight, like you're going to not be very happy with yourself. And then it's just going to be hard because you're going to have kids, you're going to have bills, and not that you don't have bills now, but my biggest thing is I just want people to move and feel their best and feel super confident, because there's nothing better than feeling super confident.
Yep.
And I cannot relate or understand how people negotiate with their health. I personally, but again, I'm in health and fitness, so that's just me. I just can't understand how people negotiate with their health.
No, that's fair.
Fair
I like that.
Yeah, man.
That's all I had. That was my last thing for you. You want to dive into the When Worlds Collide at full speed?
Yeah, so we play a little game here, Tim. We're gonna ask you 10 questions off the rip real quick.
Boom, boom, boom.
You got 60 seconds to answer them. Everyone that you get right will subsequently lead to a drink. So let me pull up my timer on my phone here.
60 seconds for all 10 questions.
Yep, 6 seconds a question and rapid fire, buddy.
Got it.
All right, I got my timer pulled up. And then you feel free to just say pass if you want to go to the next one, okay?
Okay. Yep.
It's going to be anything from podcast questions, sports, gaming, and also like your own personal shit.
Cool.
Okay. So let me know when you're ready. I'll hit the start button here.
I'm ready.
Okay. All right. How many views does your most popular video have on TikTok?
1.2.
Okay. What seed are the Cavs right now?
Ooh, 4.
What number did Frint wear in high school?
Oh, shit. 89.
What episode of the podcast is this?
35.
What Dark Souls-like game just released last week?
Halo.
What number interview is this for the podcast?
35.
When does the MLB season start?
It's locked out.
Yep, correct. That was a trick question.
Let's go.
Who just went for 52 this week in the NBA?
Oh, man. Donovan Mitchell.
What is the next holiday?
Easter. Oh, damn it. No.
What animal is
I'll
behind you?
accept the change. Yeah,
right.
That's fair.
What animal is behind you?
Tiger.
All right, good. He didn't look. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, I got it.
All right, so you got TikTok right. Cavs are actually the 5 seed, not the 4 right now. Brent was number 80 in high school. And this is episode 35. You got that right. The Dark Souls game that the Dark Souls like game that released last week is Elden Ring. This is interview number 3. The MLC that you got the MLB one. Yeah, it's delayed. It's in lockout. That was a little trick question for you. John Morant was actually the one that went for 52 this week. With the 3rd seed Grizzlies. Yeah, that game was amazing. We're gonna talk about that in sports here. Yeah. Next holiday is St. Patrick's Day. You switched up. You got that one. And then yes, there is a tiger behind you.
So what's that? 5?
I don't know. Is that 5? I thought you were highlighting them.
3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Oof. And I'm drinking bourbon. Yikes.
So what is that? 5 shots or just 5 sips? What are we talking?
I think
I need to go get another drink. So I'm gonna make sure it's a low alcohol level one here.
I got probably like a third of bourbon in this glass. I don't know if do I just cash that or what.
I'll allow it. Yeah. I guess Tim, you're making the rules here.
Yeah, no, that'd be good.
We also for number 3 would have accepted Frint was on the team. But 80 was.
No, I knew it was 80 because that was your in your Twitter, wasn't it? It was Chief Large Shaft.
Yeah, number 80. It probably was. Yeah.
I don't know. So I thought.
Bro, I forgot my Twitter name was Chief Large Shaft. That's incredible.
That is great.
Damn.
We actually had this.
Gone now.
We had a kind of an ongoing joke. Brent never looked at his Twitter, and I was tagging him and stuff for the podcast, and he never responded. So I just kept like tagging him and stuff.
Yeah, my Twitter's blowing up.
Dude, the only reason I'm on Twitter is for like news. That's it.
Yeah, I do sports and gaming news. That's it.
I was asking you earlier, like where you're living and stuff like. So I still have my Instagram account, but I deleted Instagram. I'm off Twitter. I don't use Facebook. The only thing I use is TikTok, and I see that on there every day.
Yeah. Wow.
Snapchat's gonorrhea. It's all gone.
Wow. Is there a reason for that? Just kind of over it.
Yeah, and like it was wasting my time. You know, it was some of both. It was like
screen time is unbelievable.
It was like one, I don't care. Like not to be a dick, but like
100%, 100%. You know,
I'm trying to do my own shit. And then 2 is just kind of like once I got on, I couldn't get off. Like I'm working from home and there's like my phone sitting right here, and there's always that temptation to pick it up and check my feed again, even though I don't care. So I was just like, fucking, I'm dead.
That is incredible, like self-awareness and mental toughness to be like.
Yes. I stopped TikTok for a while, and I was like re-downloading it like once a day just because I was like in between meetings and shit. I was like, I'll just take a look. But like I've gotten better at not checking that one. But yeah, the other ones are.
Yeah, finished. Man. There's times where I look at the screen time. That app is a great thing on the iPhone.
Self-awareness tool for sure.
Yeah.
But dude, it's sickening at times. I'm like, I spent how long on social media?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's bad.
Before we wrap up the interview portion of this, guys, I was just wondering if Chad has any questions for Tim as well. You want to go ahead and plug your social medias?
Mine?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go refill my drink while you do
my social media. Really, the only thing I'm on, like the only thing I'm active on, is Instagram and TikTok, both at Tim Helton _.
Gotcha.
That's it.
I'll pop that in the chat for you. And then Chad, if you guys got any questions for Tim, let me know. Tim, are you gonna be hanging around for the sports and gaming stuff? Or
I'm gonna be. I gotta get going.
No problem, bro.
Like at 75 hard. I still got to do my reading, and I'm not a fast reader, and I'm trying to get to bed soon too. So.
Hey, yeah, no worries, man. So just
but also,
Tim Helton
if anyone
right?
needs a workout plan, let me know. Send me a message. I got you. I got the hookup for free.
And you said it's Tim Helton _ on Instagram and TikTok.
Correct.
Awesome.
Correct.
Hey, Timmy, well, I appreciate the time, man. I'm just going to wait a couple seconds here to see if Chad's got any questions in particular. If not, appreciate you, buddy.
No, I appreciate you guys. It's a long time coming. We've been trying to sort this thing out for a while, so I'm really glad we were able to do this. And I appreciate you guys and your time and your thoroughness with this. You guys have got a really good setup here.
Yeah, man, it's fun. It's awesome being able to connect with a bunch of our friends doing different cool shit. So
Yeah, you guys make it super easy. Like seriously. So kudos to you.
oh yeah, man. It looks like Shank dropped you a follow, so he'll be
Yeah.
able
Let's
to see
go.
Timmy without his shirt on. There you go. Mama says,
Yeah.
do you got a workout plan with a mom of 3 kids who has no fucking free time?
I would
fair
kind
question.
of. That's tough, right? When you think about no free time, do you have like what time do you like? People always say like I don't have any time. I ask what time they wake up, but it's harder with kids because like you're up all throughout the night. But you'd be surprised at what you can accomplish in 20 minutes. You
Right.
do what simple, easy way to do this is pick 3 to 5 movements and do an EMOM every minute on the minute. Or do an AMRAP, as many rounds as possible. So let's just say a full body workout. You're going to do 10 push-ups, 10 air squats, and 10 crunches. 3 movements. You're going to go see how many rounds of those 3 movements for 10 reps you can do in 20 minutes.
So it's kind of just like a burnout real quick.
Exactly. It's going to be in that's how you break a sweat, you get your heart rate elevated, work your muscles. But that can also be broken down to 10 minutes. Like if you did
Right.
if you did it, as many rounds as possible of that for 10 minutes, I guarantee you'd be dying.
Well,
No doubt.
I can speak from my background as well. One of the things that they emphasize is just getting your heart rate elevated, no matter what the duration is
Exactly.
crazy good for like your health.
Yeah.
So,
Carl, book that you might have some interest in your line is called Lifespan.
lifespan.
It's sciencey, right? So that's why I wouldn't recommend it to everybody. Like I wouldn't just recommend it to the normal person. But they talk about like ways to extend your lifespan, and it's aimed more for older people, and doing high intensity interval training, getting your heart rate up is one of the things.
Oh yeah, man, absolutely. And then
Yeah.
what are you thinking as far as like frequency? Are we talking 3 to 5 times a week?
I think the recommendation is like 150 minutes or something like that. But I would say if you've never worked out before, 3 days a week of just something, right? But at the same time, something is always better than nothing. A
Absolutely.
5-minute doing air squats for 2.5 minutes is better than not doing air squats for 2.5 minutes, right?
Right.
So I'm a huge fan of something is better than nothing in that context. But if you can get 3 days a week, boom, you'll see really good results if you can carve out 30 minutes 3 days a week, which most people probably can.
Additionally, guys, Timmy's a good guy. Otherwise, he wouldn't be on here. So, like he said, feel free to reach out to him. Mama
Yeah, seriously.
or whoever.
That's the other kind of cool thing about social media is I've had people reach out from legitimately all over the world, and just being able to help in any way that I can is really rewarding and cool, and something I love to do. So I answer. It's the best way to do it would be the DM on Instagram, and I answer everything. I get back to people, and I've even gotten on like Zoom calls with people who they're not a client, but they're just like, hey, I've got a few questions. So always open for that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Well, Timmy, I appreciate the time, buddy.
Yeah, appreciate you guys.
Once again, you can find my guy here, Tim Helton _ on Instagram and TikTok. Thanks again, Timmy.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a good day, good night, and see you.
All right, buddy. We'll talk here soon.
So, Smalls, we also had a truth or drink pulled, I think.
I seen that.
Or 2 of them, 3 of them. Damn, we should have done them with Timbo.
Should have. Missed opportunity. That's on me. Are you hanging around for the podcast, or you gotta get going? Either way is fine.
I can hang around.
Okay,
I
word.
can hang around, yeah. As long as we get through it. So, you want to start with some truth or drinks?
Yeah, let's get them truth or drinks pop, and then we'll head right into the gaming. So, friend, we're doing something a little bit different now. We have a question of the day for gaming and for sports. We're doubling down on the questions of the day.
Love that. Hell yeah. Are we doing truth or drink first, or question of the day? How do we do this?
Let's do our truth or drinks, and then we'll hop into the QOD, buddy.
Sweet. Alrighty. Give me a number here. Chat, you wanna throw some numbers out too? We've got 4 of them now, I believe. So we need 3 numbers and smalls. You could pick one. I've got a site up here.
Well, 1 through what? Are you just got 4 isolated?
It's 1 through fuck. I don't know. All right, so there's 1 through 19, 1 through 23, and 1 through 23. So give me like 1, 2, 3, and then 1 through whatever.
Let's do 1 and then 7.
All right, 1 and then 7. When is the time you've laughed the hardest?
Laughed the hardest?
That's a good one. Yeah.
And bro, I don't even know. I
don't know either.
I was in St. Louis last weekend and I was laughing so hard I was like on the verge of tears. But I can't even remember what it was about. Like I think I was crossed up, and I don't even know what I was laughing at, but like I just remember laughing so hard that like I was on the verge of tears. I can't even...
Dude, the hardest I've ever laughed is I was in Dayton and we ate brownies, and Simp must have said that he didn't feel good 300 times, like not exaggerating. Like he was just sitting there staring at the ground like, guys, I don't feel good. Guys, I don't feel good. And every time he said it, it got fucking funnier. And I laughed to the point where I was like in pain for like an hour. It was incredible.
All right, so you go up next, Brent.
Yeah, and you got a drink. Well, no, you said St. Louis.
Yeah. I don't know what the moment was, to be honest with you.
All right. Here, you want to pick my numbers too, just so I'm not cheating?
Yeah, 2 and 4.
2 and 4. That's a good answer. Have I ever cheated on someone? No, I have not.
Good for you,
an easy
friend.
one for me. You're up, sir.
Give me a 2 and a 7.
2, 7. What is the worst mistake that you've ever made?
Being too shy freshman year of high school.
Do you want to elaborate?
I had a bunch of lady friends that were more than willing, and I was just a shy dude. That's probably my biggest regret.
Nothing wrong with that.
Too shy getting into high school. Dude, I dropped the ball with Lindsay Hammer, bro.
Whatever. Hammer? I hardly know her. All right, give me my number here.
Let's get a 3 and a 4.
3, 4. Have I ever had friends with benefits situation? If so, with who? Yes, I have. And man, not that you would know her. Her name is Abby. Also, not this Abby, different Abby.
Who'd she leave you for?
It wasn't like that, dude. It was mutual. No, it just kind of fizzled out. She's up in Cleveland, and I was in Columbus, and also I got a girlfriend, and then that was years ago. Again, not this girlfriend.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, we got 2 more?
I think so. Yep. I think we had 6 total. You guys were throwing them out.
Oh, my neck. All right, give me a 1 and a 4.
A 1 and a 4. Wait, you did that.
Oh, did I really? All right, give me a 1.
Or they have the same question twice. It was, have you ever cheated on someone? So. Oh, no, wait. I was looking at 2 and 4. What's the worst date you've ever been on?
The worst date I've ever been on? I mean, to be honest, like, I've been dating Haley forever. I haven't really been on, like, that many, like, dates outside of that.
I don't know if I've ever gone on a date.
Yeah, usually just, like, chilling, vibing. I don't know. Worst date I've ever been on. I'm trying to think of some shit Haley and I did that sucked.
No, I think the question is asking, like, because the date that you met was bad, not, like, the event itself.
Oh, I can name a girl in particular that I broke up with in 3 weeks.
Because the date was bad? Because the time you went out was bad with her?
No, because she just sucked.
Okay, I'll allow that. I think that counts as an answer.
Aubrey.
Yeah, that checks out.
This chick in high school was coming up to me and being like, "Hey, boyfriend." I'm just like, ugh. That was strike 1, and then strike 2 is like I was talking to her on the phone and she was like cussing her parents out, and I'm just like, nah, that's it. Like, I can't imagine like talking to my parents like that. So that was That was it.
Yeah. No, that's very, yeah, her relationship with her parents is very different than yours.
Oh my god, dude. M said her worst date she's ever been on. She went to the movies with somebody and they fell asleep drunk at the movies.
Damn. That's
wow.
awesome.
Yeah,
Did you
that's bad.
Did you did you meet them at the movies? I haven't been keeping up with Chad. I apologize. I have not really looked at.
Well, you're rusty, buddy. You're rusty.
I am. I know. I gotta shake it off. But yeah. So did you like meet them there, or did you have to like wake them up and be like, "Hey, it's time to go. The movie's over."
I got so many questions about that one. Like were you guys boozing before and then went to the movies, or was it like a solo booze and then like sleepy sleep? You know?
What movie was it? Because it was it just that the movie was boring.
Oh, dude, no way. Shank said the first time he was hanging out with his girlfriend right now, she gave him the vid. That's no bueno.
Yeah. That's a bad date.
Oh, so Vince is M's sister, and he goes, which Aaron was it? Because M's dated a bunch of Aarons.
Damn. Shank's just kidding.
I'm just kidding.
It's all good.
Oh,
all right,
Brian.
well,
Okay.
I think you got a drink for that one, man.
Yeah, I gotta
have a date.
Give me a second. So one of my coworkers retired today, and we brought in like a couple bottles of booze. But then my other coworker was like, when I meant small bottles, I meant like the little ones you get at the gas station. I bought like the ones that are like $10. You know what I mean? I bought 4 of them, and she's like, we can't give all these away. So I was like, all right, well, I'll take the Crown Apple. So I'm gonna go grab the Crown Apple real quick. But I think you got one more, so I'm gonna say do 319.
319. All right. Do I enjoy dirty talk? No, I don't. No, I'm pretty vanilla, honestly, which I think you probably could have guessed. I mean, to some extent, you know, like when you're in the action, that you shouldn't just be like silent, but it's all. I'm not like I'm gonna drink for this one because I feel like silence is probably the best answer right now. So, yeah. Smalls, welcome back. Hey, man. I got asked about dirty talk and I got super awkward, so we've all just been sitting in silence waiting for you to return.
What was the question? I want to hear it now.
Do I enjoy dirty talk?
Do you?
Well, it's just kind of like not particularly, you know, like I already drank for this, so I don't really have to answer, but it's like, it depends what they mean by dirty talk. Are they talking like phone sex or like, or is it just like while you're in the bedroom? Like, are they saying, do you prefer talk over silence? You know, there's a couple ways to look at this.
The more I'm degraded, the more I'm turned on.
That makes sense.
You know, treat me like a piece of meat. I'm all about it. But see, but see, like the thing is like, Haley's like too nice, you know. I'm like, just treat me like a piece of meat, Haley.
I can't say I know. I'm not exactly aligned with your views here.
No.
Mm-mm.
I'm just.
Which is also, it's also very weird to me because I talk a lot of shit to you, and that just makes me wonder what that's doing for you.
No.
No. Where this this thing comes from that you like, this fetish that you have, if that comes from me talking shit, it honestly does kind of weirds me out. But
that's why I had to get you back on the podcast. I need more material.
You're like, tell me I'm slower than Helton.
Yeah,
He's hear you say all the same shit I'm talking.
Giggity, all right.
Oh boy, let's move on. Let's get into questions of the day here.
Yeah, well, I think we'll probably just do an abbreviated version here because I know you got like IRL stuff to take care of.
I do, yeah. If we could finish up by 9 at the latest, that'd be
oh yeah, that'll buff. Yeah. So question of the day for gaming. This was kind of like directly aimed at Fish, to be honest with you. Are you a fan of game guides? All right. And do you use them for any games or all games?
So when you say a game what did I say? When you
A
say a gay
game
guide,
guide.
are you talking like online, like people post them?
Yeah. So like, I mean, there's obviously like ones that are published by, like whoever, but they also have like plenty of free ones online. So do you like for every game do you play, like do you go like, for example, Rocket League, I know is a big fan of your, like big game for you. So do you like avidly watch like, no, don't.
Not at all. I hate that, man. Like when I used to play with like Evans and some of those guys who are sick at Rocket League, they would like they'd practice and they'd watch YouTube videos from guys that are showing them like new mechanics and shit. Like I just play, and that's probably why I suck. But like I don't care that much. Like I just want to sit down and play the game. You know what I mean?
So I am kind of in between on this question. So like for games like Rocket League, I probably would watch videos because I can't stand like being bad at a
Yeah.
game. But
Yeah.
like games that you're supposed to suffer and struggle, like Dark Souls or Elden Ring, I refuse to look at anything. Let me struggle, like that's the point of the game. I don't want to
Yeah.
know I don't want to know how to play it. So I don't look at guides for those kind of games. But like if it's a competitive game where like I know these freaks are like on it for 12 hours a day, I need to get every advantage I can. So if I watch like a
That's
5 minute
fair.
if I watch a 5 minute guide on like little things to do differently, like I'm all about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. And I'm kind of with you. Like if it's a game where it's like a role playing game and it's supposed to be hard to figure out and that's like part of the game, like I would definitely not touch it. If it's for a game like Rocket League where it's just like competitive, like you're just or Madden or somewhere you're just like picking up games, you're looking for new mechanics and stuff. I get it. I personally wouldn't do it, but that's mostly out of laziness, not because I'm against them.
Yeah, but like what you're saying, man, I think it just takes away from like part of the game if you're just gonna like look up everything. Like I know some people like to just like boost in games and like cheese it. Like
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, you're kind of taking
that's kind
away
of
the
the whole
point of the
point.
game, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
hey,
If
I
you're
get
competing against somebody, it's different. But like, yeah, that's like half the fun is trying to figure it out.
yeah,
You know,
bro, that's what I'm saying. But and it,
unless you've beaten the game and then you're like looking at guides to see like what else, what Easter eggs and different shit there is to do. That's different. But to start the game, like I'm all for figuring it out.
yeah, no, I feel that. I get what Spartan's saying as well. Like he just read the guides just for the fun of it. Like I actually did that.
Yeah.
I did that with some shit too. Like one in particular, I did play this game on top of it. I've been playing a ton of games my whole life. But like the Pokemon guides were so sick. Like I bet you
Yes.
Samrak still has like his old
Oh,
Pokemon guides.
dude. Do you remember? I think it was Ruby and Sapphire where you had to learn Braille. Did you ever do that?
No,
There
I don't
there was
remember. Is
a
that to get to the legendary Pokemon like in the caves?
yeah, you had to go
Okay.
through the
Yeah.
caves, and then there was a part of the game, like,
Oh
there was
yeah,
another way to
I
find
cheesed that,
them.
bro. I cheesed that. I
Did you?
did cheese that.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm not
because
looking
there was a
learning
way to
fucking
find
Braille.
them, but, like, then there was also a way that it was, like it was quicker if you did it, but, like, I actually went through and I, like, read each letter in Braille because they, like, lined up with the dots, like, that kinda stuff is so cool if it's,
That
like, Easter eggs like that.
that is cool. I just
Yeah.
like with Pokemon, I was just constantly trying to be better than Mike because like
Yeah.
he was like a huge Pokemon guy. So it was just like I'm just gonna figure out how to open this up so I can start capture this Pokemon and start training it. You know?
Yeah. Dude, I bet the guide to San Andreas is crazy.
Yeah, GTA
Oh,
always
so
had like
much in
crazy
there.
ones.
Yeah. Damn.
But one things I want to talk about with you, man, and I don't know what your hype level is for this. Like the review scores have been all over the fucking place. But the new Batman movie has received a wide range of scores. I'm just trying to get your hype level on this. I know IGN gave it a 10 out of 10. GameSpot gave it a 6. Metacritic 73 and Rotten Tomatoes 87. The scores are all over the board. Like what do you like read about like what do you think about this? What's your hype for this movie?
I I was not when I heard they were making another Batman, I thought it was the dumbest thing, and I vowed I wouldn't see it because like the DC universe just sucks, and I choose not to support them. But I will say, as I'm a huge Marvel fan, and I think to this day, Joker is the best superhero movie I've seen. And I feel like this is going to be a lot closer to that, where it's going to be like serious and dark, and it's not going to relate to other movies. It's just going to be like its own movie. and I think it's probably going to be pretty good. But the other thing is like I don't know if it could top what Christopher Nolan did. So I don't know. I'll probably end up watching it at some point, but I'm probably not gonna pay to see it in theaters.
So you talked about the Joker. I actually was just having this conversation with O'Toole actually. Where do you think The Dark Knight ranks on all-time movies on IMDb?
What? So like, am I actually guessing its rank, or where should it? Are you saying?
Let's do both. Like, guess its actual rank and where you think it should be amongst all genres of movies based on IMDb's rankings.
The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight.
I'm guessing like number 8.
That's a good guess. Where do you think it deserves?
I'd have to watch it again, but I'm gonna say top 10. But I think I'm guessing number 8 because I think it probably deserves that.
Vince said top 20. I can respect both of those. They actually have it ranked at number 3 all-time movies.
Dude.
And I can't remember really the 2 before it, but I know Shawshank Redemption is one.
Yeah. I mean, that movie, like, it's a good movie, just like a good superhero movie or whatever, but it's also like so different from a lot of the other superhero movies. And Heath Ledger died for the role.
Right.
Like I mean, that movie is incredible. And like all the different scenes. Have you seen the scene of him blowing up the hospital?
Yeah, there's improv.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah,
like,
he starts smashing it and then it did happen.
Yeah, like all of those people like were those characters while that movie was being made. Like that, they went through lengths. Not to mention the plot is crazy and like it's one of the realest like superhero movies, Like anything in that movie could happen pretty much. It's pretty crazy. I think that spot is well deserved. I honestly like I couldn't have named the movies that would have been above it, but I figured that there would be a few. But number 3 makes sense to me.
So anybody who listens to the podcast weekly, this is going to be brought up next week because I was talking to Fish about The Dark Knight and he was underselling it like a motherfucker. So like this is going to be a topic of discussion next week.
Dude, Fish hates everything. I know. Bro. That's why.
I'll say okay. So you're a big Harry Potter guy, right?
Yeah. Now I got beef with Fish over that, dude. How dare you talk shit on The Dark Knight?
Guess how many Harry Potter movies are in the top 25?
None.
Correct. Guess how many Lord of the Rings?
Oh, all of them? 3.
2 in the top 10.
Yeah.
I'm just out here throwing shots,
That doesn't surprise me, but they're overrated. That's the problem.
You're twisted. You're twisted.
No, I'm not, dude. Lord of the Rings is the most overrated franchise like ever. They're so boring. I don't know, dude. Maybe I got to give them another shot because I watched the extended versions and I watched 12 hours. Like, oh, when does it fucking get good? So, like,
bro, you are twisted, man.
They're so boring. I'll give them another shot. We'll see.
I'll watch them with you. I told O'Toole he'd watch them. I'd watch them with him too because he's never seen them.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't recommend them. I don't feel like James is missing out.
You're goofy.
I'm nice.
I want to cover one more topic before we hop into the sports. I know we're doing a little abbreviated version, as you guys know. When we do the interviews, it's a little bit more abbreviated with the news, so we'll have plenty to go over next week. The other thing I want to touch on with you is just actually like they're adding more Fortnite skins, which I'm kind of like I'm all in favor of this. I wish more games would do this kind of shit,
Mm-hmm.
But they just announced that they're adding Ezio from Assassin's Creed 2. I'm gonna pull up on this bottom right screen here like what it looks like. They're adding him and then they're adding Naomi Osaka, the tennis star, if you're familiar with her as well.
No.
No?
I'm not.
Oh, you uncultured swine.
I think that's the second or third time I've been called that tonight.
Good. So anyway, oh man, those chicken wings look so good. Shank, I just seen that shit. So I will show you guys what they're looking like right here. So the 2 different versions of Ezio, and then this is Naomi's down here. So Naomi's is actually dropping I believe March 3rd, I think. That might be wrong. I thought I had it written down, but I guess I don't. But and then the Ezio, they don't have a release date yet. But Ezio was first seen in Assassin's Creed 2, which arguably might be the best. I don't know, like depending on who you're talking to. I loved Assassin's Creed 2. But the skins are awesome, man. And I'm pretty sure this was a topic of discussion before, but I'm gonna say it anyways. Like, who else would you like to see in the Fortnite realm?
Harry Potter.
God, I just hate you. You know.
Yeah, Brutus the Buckeye.
Brutus the Buck. Okay, so if they actually did have
That'd
college
be nice.
mascots, it would be dope.
Yeah,
I can get down with that one. As long as they had Rufus punching Brutus in the face.
Dude, that'd be so sick though to drop in like
Yeah.
with your college mascot and be able to just light everybody up.
Ohio State's afraid to play OU again. That's facts.
Ohio
it's
State's
facts.
never heard of OU. Let's be real.
Okay. I'll
Come on. Yeah.
You know, the difference with us is like we can maintain greatness of drinking where you guys just like have 1 year of good football and then flop the next, you know?
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
We're a dynasty, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
Blouses.
Dude, that's
well, so hey, we're getting into sports talk anyways. The question of the day for sports is, will Tom Brady return? They actually have Vegas odds on this. The Vegas odds right now are plus 750 that he will return, and then minus 1200 for no, he doesn't return. So I'm just wondering where you lie on this. Do you think there's a chance that Brady makes a return
next year or in general?
In general.
Yeah.
You think so?
I think so. I could see him taking a year off, but I heard him talking one time saying like it was killing him to watch people play the game that were worse than him when he like knew he could do better. And I mean, he was phenomenal last year. Like, he started the year better than he ever has played. So I feel like if he does end up retiring this year, he's going to watch for 1 year and it's going to drive him nuts and he's going to want to come back.
But at that point, he's like 46, 47. I know
He doesn't age.
I know Tink is like a big like anti-Brady guy, but the fact that he's still able to do what he's doing, like I want to see him keep playing. Like once he left New England, my complete like look at Brady is different now.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I only hate Belichick, and
the stench of the Patriots like washed off of him in Tampa. Like he was way more funny on social media and stuff.
He's a different guy.
Yeah, he really is, man. I really do actually hope he comes back. But that being said, I don't think he's going to.
I think I don't know. We'll see. I think there's definitely a possibility. Like it's not off the table. Even if he leaves next year, I think there's a chance he comes back. And like the other thing is like at this point, I almost feel like I don't know. I don't know his whole workout regimen and shit, but it seems to me like he's almost playing retired. Like he left the cold city to go live it up in Miami. He's doing commercials and shit on the side. Like he's just like enjoying it now. He's already got all of his rings and every like accolade he could ever want. So now he's just like playing for fun. So if he's sitting there watching people thinking like I could do it for better, why not fucking play in Miami or LA or somewhere where the city's beautiful and you're just like playing 16 games of football in the meantime,
17 now. Yeah, you caught yourself.
Yeah, I'm a big sports guy.
I feel you, bro. Couple more things in the sports realm I wanted to get to before we get to our spreads. So as I mentioned before, Ja Morant of the Grizzlies had an absolutely nutty game this week. Literally video game numbers. So all in the same game, he literally had like a 3 from the logo, poster dunk, a buzzer beater, 50 piece, and just absolutely gave pipe to the Spurs. So I don't know if you caught this at all, but the Grizzlies are sitting at 3rd in the West right now. Following this game, Allen Iverson actually, I believe it was a tweet, he tweeted out his MVP trophy and basically is like, give it to Ja next. Like he's trying to pass the torch to Ja. So I'm just wondering, do you think Ja Morant has the resume for an MVP, or do you think it should go to somebody else?
Honestly, I haven't been following NBA a ton. I don't know though. I feel like the whole title of MVP has lost some of its credibility because it's like you will look at people's stats who don't win and they have better shooting percentage, more points, more rebounds, more assists. So like they give it to people to almost like make a statement. So he's never won before, right?
No.
I could see him winning it then.
So
Even if his stats, even if his resume isn't there, I could see him winning it because it's like they're giving it to somebody new and recognizing that he's a coming up star.
So one of the other big arguments against Ja would be Joel Embiid, who's absolutely been eating, and I'm pretty damn sure he isn't won an MVP yet, but I could be
Yeah.
wrong. So I mean, coming down the
Could be
wire, I
either
feel
of
like it could be between these two guys, and with the Grizzlies sitting at third in the West, I mean, I feel like that kind of lifts his argument, you know?
Yeah, that definitely plays into it for sure. I don't know. I think if it's either of them, it's probably Ja.
Yeah, I mean, and like you said, it's not really the MVP award anymore. It's almost like who's got the best stats and who's like more flashy. It's not necessarily
It's
like the
like
most
most
valuable player.
recognized.
Right.
Right. Exactly. So I think it could be either of them, but since Grizzlies were trash and now they're decent, I think that they might recognize him.
Absolutely, bro. We
Yeah.
touched on this very briefly before, with one of the questions we actually asked him. So, as you guys might have heard, MLB, MLB, PA have not reached an agreement, so the regular season will be moved back. And it actually unanimously did not pass. So they've really made no ground in the
They're
MLB.
making strides. Yeah.
So my thing is like, how much is this hurting the MLB? It's already, I feel like, in some degrees, like falling off a little bit with the next generation because they refuse to make any changes to the game.
Yep.
I think it's an unfair sport as a Cleveland fan, where we groom all these players, you know, through our farm system, and then they go sign big deals
Send
in
them
New
to
York.
the Yankees.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Or the Mets. See you, Lindor. You piece of shit. But anyways, like, I'm just tired of the MLB in general. I think this is just hurting the sport even more.
See, I was gonna say, like, I don't know if it is hurting it much because I don't think that many people give a shit about the MLB. It's like it's losing all of its steam. It's boring. That I think I don't know. It's interesting because like between pandemic where people couldn't go, and then in general, like it's losing its following, and then it's getting more expensive to go, and now they've got all these problems. Like they're going to be going like years where they're not making revenues that they would have been making 10 years ago.
You know, I think one of the teams that actually hurts the most is Cleveland.
The
With their
Guardians.
with their rebranding and now the season's getting delayed, I feel like there's so many reasons for people in Cleveland to just say fuck the MLB.
Fuck it. Yeah. And they suck anyway. And it's like, and there's 160 games. So like there's no reason to watch them consistently. I mean, yeah, it's a dying breed. Do you think there's any chance that that baseball like dies?
I don't think it'll
Ne-
ever die, but I think it's
Never?
no, I don't think it'll ever die.
Like I'm not saying like right now. I'm not saying because of this, but what about like when we're on our deathbeds 80 years from now? If
No.
if it just keeps getting more boring, do you think that our kids our great grandkids will still be into the MLB?
I think Manfred, the commissioner for the MLB, is going to die before we die, and then maybe something will actually get done to make the game more fair and more entertainment value. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna bank on that bastard getting kicked before we do.
They should make it like 3 inning games.
Nah, but
Sick.
they do need to speed up the pace a little bit. But like,
Something.
yeah, I mean this can be a conversation for hours. But I'm gonna just hop on to our next one. I just want to mention this real quick. We are in March now. If you guys aren't unaware, we are gonna be hosting a March Madness tournament within the Sandlot. I'm trying to bait $5-10 buy-in, but I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you guys updated on that. But we are into the spreads. We had a massive week last week. We are all tied going into the last week. Friend, if you're not aware, Fish and I have both been doing spreads against chat. We've been pulling somebody each week to play against us, and the loser is going to get punished at the end of the month. So last week we were all tied at 6-8, I believe. So this week was pinnacle. So before revealing the results, the first game, Valorant, actually I don't believe got played. I tried to look up the results, couldn't find them anywhere. The next one we had a rugby game. It was Rugby Castleford versus Hull Kingston Rovers. The Rovers won. Fish was the only one to pick them. Em and I both took Castleford. For the Hawks versus the Bulls, we all took the Bulls. The Bulls did cover. Next one was LSU versus Kentucky. We all took Kentucky, but LSU covered. And the last one was Napoli versus FC Barcelona. Barcelona was taken by Fish and M. I took Napoli. I lost. I was 7-11 on the month. Chat was 8-10, and Fish was 9-9. So your boy gets punished, unfortunately.
Hell yeah. I love that. That's the best news I've heard all day. What's the punishment?
So we're talking about me being in a maid outfit for maybe the next podcast.
A beta outfit?
Maid.
A maid outfit.
Like
wow,
a sexy
like
maid, yeah.
Yeah.
And
well,
to make things worse, Fish will be hosting the next one. So like I'll be in like the full body cam over by the door. So
just
yeah, not
like,
great.
Just standing there and waiting on him.
Just busting
dusting
it.
Shit in the background.
Yeah.
I love that. Hell yeah. That's a reason to tune in.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. We'll have to finalize the punishment within the Discord chat. Yeah. I hate you for that, by the way. But guys, that'll do it. We had the interview this week. We did an abbreviated gaming and sports. We always appreciate you guys being here, supporting the podcast. A great way to support the podcast is following us on the different social media platforms: YouTube, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Just drop a follow. It's free, guys. Very much appreciated. The YouTube page is up now. Everything's getting posted there. Short videos as well, not just the episodes. We got short clips that we pull like the funniest moments from each episode and post them there. I'll also be posting them in Discord. As always, guys, love the support. Very much appreciate it. That's episode 35. Frint, thank you very much for being here as well. Filling in for Fish. Fish had some stuff going on IRL that he had to take care of. So Frint made his little return. So we'll see. I mean, maybe somewhere down the line we can get Frint back permanently, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. But buddy, I got the nostalgia. This is nice.
It is. Yeah, I missed roasting you, talking shit. You know, this is when I'm at my peak.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So I mean, just expect this though. If you do come back, I will have a full arsenal of comments for you.
I'm sure you will. Yeah. Good. I like a challenge. I'm expecting it.
All right, guys. Episode 35. Cheers.
Peace, y'all.